So today, chillaxing at home, doing my job, working remotely, enjoying the life, I got a little email today and it went something like this.
Hey, we know you're doing good, working remotely. We know that profit's up, but we gotta see you in the office Monday. We're starting to put people back into the office, and we're gonna see you face to face, eye to eye, ass to ass.
Maybe not that last part, but sadly, my remote work is coming to an end, and I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat and want to know what to do. So, the three things you can do are negotiate, quit, or accept it. And that's all you can. But don't worry, we'll go into that very soon. But if that is all you're here for, you just want to know what you can do, those are the only options you can get. I'm just going to go more in depth in the video. And if that is all you want to know, then you can leave. But please like and subscribe to get more content like that. Thank you. So today we're going to have a little fun. We're going to discuss this topic as if it were a shock to the system, as if your body was going into the danger responses. In this case, it's going to be fight, flight, and freeze, each one relating to the three things I said before in the intro. So we all like remote work. It was great. We found that we could do our job effectively at home, and we don't have to commute or go to an office and deal with people that we don't want to deal with, and just handle everything remotely, and it's more efficient that way, especially if you're a really good developer. But too bad, so sad. The office, your work decides that they need to have people present in their office for whatever reasons. And as much as I would love to go into the reasons in this video, this is not what this video is about. It is about how to deal with the remote work that is suddenly being taken away from you. Because I know all of you out there, 99% of you enjoyed it. So let's get this party started. The first thing we're going to go over is fight. Fighting is negotiating. So the best case scenario for you is that you go up to your boss, whoever, and ask them if you can work remotely full-time, regardless of the pandemic situation or not. And the best case scenario for you would be that they say yeah. But I can tell you this right now, 99.9% of the time, they're going to say no. And the reason for that is because the reason that they're even putting you back into work in the first place is nothing to do with you personally. I'm pretty sure that the whole company is making record profits. That is not the problem. The problem is most likely one of two things, or one of three things actually. The first two things are money related, but the other one is more culture related. And the two money things are going to be that their office building is basically worthless to them and is losing the money because there's no one using it. And number two, taxes. So I'm not sure how much of a write-off you can make of a building that's not being used in business, but I'm pretty sure it's costing them money when it's not being used and they want it to be in use. This has nothing to do with you personally. This has to do with their books, because I know that when it comes to office leases, they're very difficult to break, and they are losing money left and right, keeping an empty building, and that's just how it is, and that's why they're going to bring you back, so at least you get some value out of that asset. The third thing is the corporate culture. For some reason, there are people who believe that working remote means you're not working at all. I don't understand this. Or working remote doesn't give you the camaraderie and the loyalty needed for the company, even though I would argue the opposite, that if a corporation offers me remote work full-time and didn't bother me about it, I would probably want to stay with them longer because that is something that I want. So they're being kind of selfish here. They're a corporation. They could be selfish, but there are consequences to selfish, blah, 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 blah. We all get it. Just know that this decision has nothing to do with you, and negotiating is probably not going to go your way. At best, if they say yes, they'll probably give you a flexibility, flex time. You work X amount of time in the office or X amount of time out of the office. And that's probably the best you can get apart from, full-time remote. But I don't see it happening, negotiating, especially if you're in a situation like this. So the next thing is flight. Flight is you quitting, leaving your job for greener pastures. So what can you do here? If you feel that remote work is that important to you and your job is not really offering, what you want, then leaving is always a choice. It's just how do you want to leave? Is it worth leaving? I don't know. Only you can really answer that question. I'll just go over some of the things that you got to think about. Let's think about exactly how you can leave. Do you want to leave right away? Do you have enough savings to do that? Are you in a situation where you could just leave and call it a day and you don't have to worry about, your lifestyle for a while? Then you can just leave and quit, right away. If you are not in that position, or if you don't, if you don't really feel so strongly that you have to leave right away, you can work until you find another job that does give you the remote possibility. Because right now, I will say that there are more opportunities for remote work, especially from companies that are trying to leverage this against their competitors. So a smart company would absolutely offer remote work if they want to poach the better people from their competitors, and that is a good thing for all of us. So yeah, leaving is a good choice to take if you feel that you really want that remote work and you feel that the company isn't doing its thing for you. That's pretty easy. It's not a really horrible choice, not a horrible option either. Just gotta think about whether you are financially stable enough to do that. Last one is freeze. Freeze being that you just stay in the company and you don't do much. You always have the option to try to look around, go for a different job if you cannot just quit right away. And obviously you could always try to negotiate, but you find yourself that this isn't a deal breaker. You have a decent job and you're getting paid decent money or whatever it is, something that in that job is making you stay, hopefully for the good reasons. And you're not gonna let not having the ability to work remote stop you. This is the boat where I am. I'm personally just gonna stay where I'm working at. I like where I work. I get paid decently. I get good benefits. So remote work was nice while it lasted, but I'll probably stay there for the remainder of the contract that I'm in and not really be too sad about it. Like, I am going to be sad that remote work is gone, but I don't think it's a complete deal breaker, and it'd be difficult to replace what I get from this job. So if that's your case, then, good for you. Or if you're just in a place where you cannot actually switch jobs, that's something else as well. This choice probably requires the least amount of effort from you, and it's a viable option. So to sum it up, to wrap all this up in a nice little bow, remote work was nice while it lasted. And for some of us, it is a deal breaker to stay without remote. And for some of us, it isn't. And these are really the only options you're going to get, is to try to negotiate for more remote work if you can, or to leave the job entirely. They're all viable. And whatever your case may be, I will support you spiritually, because I want you to find a place of work that gives you the best work-life balance possible. And I believe that remote work is part of that balance. Remote work gives you the easiest way of getting that work-life balance, in my opinion, and I hope that you find whatever it is you're looking for. With that in mind, this video is pretty quick. I just wanted to rant a little bit about, not having remote work anymore, but I'm probably not going to change my own position right now. I think I work at a pretty decent place, and this isn't going to be the biggest deal breaker ever. I'm going to be crying about it, I'm going to be sad about it, I'm going to be complaining about it, but I'm not going to do anything about it right now, at least. And that's just how it goes sometimes. You got to either decide how much money you want to make and whether or not it's worth staying for that money. And in my case, I think it is. And I hope that you make the decision that makes you the happiest. So that's really it for today. Thank you for listening to me. Contract Answers out. I will be back next time giving you some other advice or ranting about some other shit. Bye.